Could you stand a little taller, just a tad?
Like this?
Yes, yes. The chin a tiny bit lower. Gaze a little more to the right. There! Now, hold the pose.
Okay, ich spiele meine Frau. Ich spiele immer... Was hat die Gesicht? Okay, ich spiele immer eine Frau. Kann ich noch was verändern? Ah, wähle die Fähigkeit, mit denen du beginnst. Sie soll... Hi, Anso. Herzlich willkommen. Wähle die Fähigkeit, mit denen du beginnst. Sie sollten zu deinem Spielstil passen. Was ist denn mein Spielstil? Na, kriegerisch natürlich, glaube ich, gell? Dieses Profil ist auf den Nahkampf spezialisiert. Schwere Einhandwaffen, eine Schusswaffe. Achso, du bist Wolf. Achso, hast dir wieder einen anderen Namen zugelegt. Der verwirrt mich immer so. Ja, ich würde sagen kriegerisch, gell? Was ist strategisch? Das ist auf Schlachtfeld. Elementarpfeile, Schusswaffen, Einheit, Klingen. Göttliche Macht. Nee, wir machen erstmal kriegerisch. Wähle ein Attribut, in das du deinen ersten Punkt investieren möchtest. Es sollte deinem Stil... Ja. Verstärkt einen Nahkampf, erhöht und die Zornerzeugung. Wir machen mal hier rein, das klingt ganz gut. Wird eh wahrscheinlich falsch sein, aber... Talente. Wähle das Talent in deinen ersten Punkt investieren. Wähle das so, wie das gefällt, während die Quest abschließt und die Welt erkundest. Okay, Charisma reduziert geringfügig die Preise der Händler. Man kann die Beta kann jeder spielen. Dann, wenn die freigegeben ist. Ich glaube, Ast ist nur für PlayStation. Heute oder morgen? Ich glaube morgen erst, gell? So. Oh komm, wir machen mal das. Klingt ganz gut. Spiel starten. Los geht's, Leute. Oh, aufgeregt.
Just a few more minutes. You have such an incredibly singular face.
Ja, aber es kann sein, dass du erst noch nicht spielen kannst. Die Beta kannst du meistens die Sachen eh schon früher runterstellen, runterladen. Aber die sind noch nicht freigeschaltet. Du kommst ja nicht auf den Server drauf.
Have you any more need of me, Master?
You haven't forgotten that we're setting sail today, have you?
Of course not.
Oh, ich mag das Englisch.
Your cousin is nowhere to be found. I've searched the palace from cellars to attics. Your uncle is beside himself.
He was of a mind to paint the town last night. Don't worry, I shall track him down. Make care to your own preparations without wrinkling another frown. We'll meet you on the boat.
It's about time your cousin took account of the responsibilities awaiting him. He should go and inform the ambassadors of Telemi and the Bridge Alliance of his departure.
Have no fear, Master. I will go and see them in his name. I beg your pardon.
Ja, irgendwie sowas, ja.
Matters call me away. Might we finish all this later?
Impossible, my lady. You are leaving with the tide, if what I've been told is correct.
I am sorry, sir, truly. I must be going.
My lady, please, I beg you. Her Highness has personally requested
Thank you, cousin, for getting me out of that.
So, hey Jonah. Nein, das ist nicht Assassin's Creed, das ist Greedfall. Der Kompass, der in der Mitte des oberen Bildschirmrands zu sehen ist, zeigt wichtige Orte. Okay. Ich hätte das mal vielleicht ein bisschen länger. Das ist ein RPG, was heute neu rausgekommen ist, was relativ gute Kritiken bekommen hat. Bisschen wie Witcher mit Magie und so. Ist von einem...
Hey! Green blood!
Kurt!
And so the day has finally come. My royal fledglings are leaving the nest.
Accompanied by their most loyal and tenacious master of arms.
As loyal as your gold.
Enough with the cold mercenary. I know you like us. Still hiding your men in the unsuspecting shadows of the greats of this world, I see.
Hey, our blades are the only thing keeping you dainties alive.
Kurt, I'm not in need of your protection. I'm no longer a child, you know.
Is that so? Well, let's see. Fight with honor!
Okay. Dreimal angreifen. Taktische Pause, Waffe wechseln, Hauptangriff. Warte mal, wie kann ich damit verteidigen? Ausweichen ist hiermit. Aua. Geht ja schon gut los. Ja, es geht ja schon gut los. Ah, okay. Beweise kurz, dass du kämpfen kannst. Wow. Das habe ich... Du hast Gesundheit mit der Trank... Das ist eine taktische Pause. Ich habe jetzt nicht damit gerechnet. Da bricht das Moment in Ruhe, deine nächste Aktion auszuwählen. Okay, okay. Schneller Angriff. Tränke, Heiltrank. Aber wie komme ich jetzt wieder raus? Nein, nein. Alter, Hilfe! Ich bin überfordert. So viele Tasten. Achso, das soll ich dazu weisen. Kann man den nicht anfixieren? Doch kann man. Ah. Doof. Ich glaube, das sollte ich gar nicht gewinnen.
It's becoming a little hard to believe.
Don't add insult to injury. This is humiliating enough. We'll need to get you through the basics, or you risk getting your feathers plucked at the first sign of trouble.
That could definitely come in handy.
In that case, Otto here is going to be your training partner. Go! Fight with honor!
Schusswaffen. Schusswaffen sind ideal, um Feinde so taktische Pause. Das wäre taktische Pause, ist ja nervig. Techniken. Okay. Nicht genug Art. Das mit der taktischen Pause ist ja... Oh Gott. Schusswaffen. Zuweisen. Rüstung. Die Stärke der Füße wird das Schilder auf der Gesundheits... Okay. Rüstung absorbiert einen Teil des... Das ist ganz schön klein geschrieben hier. Ich ist ein bisschen weit weg. Rüste eine Schlagwaffe, Rüstung effektiver. R1. Hallo. Alter, die tritt mich. Alter. Also die Kämpfe sind ja schon doch ein bisschen... Das Problem ist, du wirst ja immer so weit zurückgeworfen, dass du nicht gleichmäßig angreifen kannst. Also ich hab Zorn. Was ist der Zorn? Uiuiuiui, das ist ja anstrengend. Das ist Zorn. Okay. Ich weiß. Also, hab ich doch. Ah, doch nicht alles richtig gemacht. Also das Kampfsystem ist ja... okay, so kann ich den... Oh, ich bin ausgewichen. Ich glaube, das geht auf PC besser. Okay, besiegt. Easy. Oh, geht noch weiter. Zorn ist ein Zustand, der es ermöglicht, Spezialangriffe durchzuführen, die Bonusschaden verursachen und Feinde aus dem Gleichgewicht bringen. Eine in Abschnitt unterteilte Anzeige, die sich füllt, wenn du einen Feind angreifst, einen Zauber erwirkst oder Angriffe parierst, gibt dir Auskunft über dein Zornlevel. Ach du Scheiße. Das ist wieder mal übelst kompliziert. Oh, was hab ich denn jetzt? Ich hab einen Hammer.
we've brushed up on the basics.
It does. And I'd like to be on my way. I've quite the list of things to do before we depart.
Indeed. Remember that you can always train in our barracks on the island if you're feeling rusty.
Are your bags packed for the great departure?
Yes, you know I get by with very little. You're not angry that I'm coming with you, I hope.
On the contrary, I am thrilled that both you and Sir de Corsillon are joining our party. A few friends at your side in unknown territory is a boon.
Don't tell me the old school teacher is competing against me. By the way, where is our future governor hiding? I was hoping to put his skills to the test as well.
I've no idea. He had plans to celebrate his departure last night, and we haven't seen him since. You know Constantine. I should have gone with him, but my heart wasn't in the mood for a celebration. The thought of bidding my mother farewell.
It is never easy to say goodbye. But you should be going to see her now. She must be waiting for you. I'll meet you in front of the palace. Then we'll go and find Constantine together.
Very well. I'll meet you as soon as I've said my goodbyes.
Triff dich vor dem Palast mit Kurt. Kurt. Wer ist Kurt? Okay, ich glaube mal mit dem Kampfsystem werden wir noch ein bisschen reinkommen. Das ist eine Gewöhnungssache. Da kommen wir aber noch hin. Ah, so kann man ducken. Kann man auch irgendwie rennen? Was bist du denn? Das ist aus dem Doktor. Ja, so sahen die Doktoren damals aus.
What is this? Have you not been taught to knock? I've asked 1,000 times. Oh, it's you. My dear child. Mother, I'm sorry. I'm having trouble getting used to your condition. Come now, let's speak of more pleasant things. I'm so very happy to hear your voice. You remind me so much of your father. I do miss him so. Today is the big day, isn't it? Ready to set sail for that island everyone's talking about. Yes, but the idea of leaving you behind, alone and ill. Dying, my child. Alas, there is nothing you can do by staying that would ease my suffering. One thing brings me cheer. They say the island is full of miracles, and we might find a cure. Even if I were to find it, I would never be able to return in time to... I know. But it brings me comfort to know my daughter has left on a mission to heal her people. Come now. It is time for you to take leave. Here. Take this with you. What is it? A family heirloom. Something that... Take it and keep it with you. May it bring you good luck. All my blessings go with you, my child. Now, be off.
Sorry, war gerade die Krankenschwester. So, ich hab leider nicht aufgepasst, was jetzt gemacht. Wie gesagt, tut mir leid, die Krankenschwester hat gerade. Hallo? Ich hab einen Hammer. Wie hammermäßig ist das denn? Das ist ja der Hammer.
Kurt. It's done.
Sorry, Greenblood. Look, we can see the masts of the ship and Constantine first.
You were right. Maybe he is already at the port. He was so eager to leave.
This will be quite the chore to finish before our departure. The commander wants to recover some merchandise from our supplier, but the transporter doesn't want to deliver. I did all I could to persuade. Nothing came of it. All the parliamenting fatigues me. But this is your domain. I wouldn't say no to a little help.
Of course. Where is the supplier located?
In the lower boroughs, near the port.
Right then. We'll put it on our list of visits.
Gruppenaufbau. Gefährten der Gruppe. Kurz. Ja, hier habe ich keine bei. Ich muss ihn in die Gruppe nehmen. Du hast eben eine Nebenquest erhalten. Du kannst die Details dieser Quest im Questblock.
Where would you like to begin?
I've been asked to pay visits to the ambassadors of Ptolemy and the Bridge Alliance before our departure. Their dwellings are not far from here. We could go there first.
Very well. Do you think Constantine will be waiting for us next to the ship?
I don't know, but it is certainly worthy of inspection.
Ich glaube, auf PC wird das richtig gut aussehen. Abgenutzter Filzhut. Ah, wir können das mal gucken. Ja, abgenutzter Filzhut. Kleine Stalze. Okay, es gibt natürlich auch bessere Waffen. Fähigkeit. Skill Tree. Große Abreise. Nebenquest. Komm, wir gucken mal nach der Nebenquest. Handle mit dem Lieferanten. Da können wir nicht schleichen. Wie kann man denn rennen? Mit X. Wie das aussieht. Da müssen wir hin. Sind da viele Fragezeichen. Okay, ich bin getriggert. Was ist das denn? Ein Haus der Fontänenfamilie. Scheiße. Was? Wieso? Komm ran. Warum machen die das? Warum greifen die nicht an? Warum haben die mich jetzt angegriffen? Meiner verstehen. Das muss mal einer verstehen. Warum stehen hier einfach so die Bilder so offen rum? Okay, das war vermutlich der falsche Weg. Ja, wir müssen erst noch ein bisschen klarkommen hier. Das freut mich, Wolf. Du siehst dir gerade das Elend hier an.
The merchant is there.
Ich glaube, mit dem muss ich sprechen, oder? Problem ist, dass meine Freundin mir die ganze Zeit nebenbei schreibt, da bin ich... Oh,
How might I be of service?
You can start by explaining to me why you refuse to honor the orders agreed upon with the guard.
There's been a misunderstanding, madam. Of course we're ready to honor the orders. In fact, I've already had a word with your master-at-arms.
They're asking that we pay again, despite having already paid.
It's just that the price has gone up since. I've nothing to do with it.
This is inadmissible. If you agree on a sum, you need to honor that agreement.
I'm sorry, madam. I'm just an agent, and I'm only obeying orders.
Your master has apparently asked you to demand a second payment for this merchandise.
That's right. He told me that their attendant seemed to be hiding something when he passed the order. And so he must have thought the guard would end up paying in the end, whatever he asked for.
I'll be damned. And I'm the one they've sent to settle the affair.
Ja, ich glaube
Sorry,
nicht, dass ich das
Captain,
heute
it's
schaffe.
nothing personal.
Ich
I'm
will
only
jetzt 2
following
Stunden das
orders.
spielen, wenn wir es angucken.
Following orders. Yeah, we hear you. Makes one wonder which one of the
Dann
two of
muss
us
ich
is
aber
a
auch schon wieder
coin
ins Bett. Ey,
guard.
ich bin echt müde. Wochenende vielleicht wieder.
Why don't we go and solicit other suppliers, Kurt?
When we've already paid for the merchandise? If these thieves agree to reimburse the original payment, it's what we do immediately. And do know, in the future, we won't be shopping with them. Well, I should think not.
This whole story sounds suspicious and
Die
stinks of a
Grafik sieht so ein
scandal.
bisschen seltsam
You were
aus.
demanding a second payment, but refused to reimburse the one that was already made.
I'm not the one demanding nor refusing. It's my master.
This stubborn fool is pushing me to madness. You understand now why I'm asking for your help?
I don't think you understand who you were dealing with. Perhaps I failed to present myself properly. Lady de Sardet, niece of the Prince d'Orsay and legate of the Congregation of Merchants. During our conversation, you explained to me that your master forced you to commit a crime. That's regrettable. Especially as you will be considered his accomplice in extortion.
Es kommt am Wochenende wieder neue Battlefield
You know as well as I that the
Erweiterung raus, ne?
congregation does not tolerate such illegal activities.
But I'm only obeying orders.
That's a shame. Well, as orders are the
Ja,
only
sieht irgendwie
language
seltsam
you
aus.
seem
Es ist
to
aber, es ist kein
understand,
großes Studio, das das
I order
entwickelt hat.
you to return the guard the merchandise without delay, unless you'd rather your master is hung and that you finish your days in prison.
I beg your pardon, milady, but you are not my master. Moreover, the attendant at the guard was quite specific, saying this affair should be handled with extreme discretion. So I seriously doubt that you'll be wanting to drag us in front of a judge.
Hey, Bandit!
That would
Danke dir!
stir up the muck.
Whatever is he talking about?
Das habe ich bei Facebook heute
Your
gelesen, da
guess is
kommen
as good as
wieder
mine.
2 zeitlich begrenzte
This is preposterous.
Spielmodi raus.
Your master is a thief. And I have no patience for bandits and robbers. Either you give us back what's ours, or we'll take it.
Your idea of diplomacy isn't all that different from my own.
To the devil with ya.
Since you leave us no choice,
The merchant's clerk isn't hearing your arguments. The only thing left is a show of strength. Sorry, Greenblood. If I'd have known, I wouldn't have gotten you mixed up in this.
Breakpoint fand ich ganz nice. Also ich hab's ja schon den Technical Test, ich hab's ja schon vor der Beta gespielt. Also nicht erst jetzt die Beta die Woche, deswegen habe ich da nicht so viel gemacht, weil ich das alles schon kannte. Also ich freue mich auf das Spiel.
To my help! And death to the others! Move away! Things are about to get dicey!
Stop! I beg of you.
He
Jo,
seems
bis
to
gleich.
have grown wiser all of a sudden.
Yes, yes. Don't hit me anymore.
very well. I'm counting on you to deliver this merchandise as quickly as possible.
Yes, milady. I'll take care of it immediately.
So. Achso, wir haben da hier mal ein paar umgebracht, da kann man bestimmt noch ein bisschen. Ja, man muss immer gucken, das Studio, was das entwickelt hat, das ist nicht das großes AAA-Studio. Also habt da mal ein bisschen Mitleid, dass das vielleicht alles nicht so perfekt ist. Aber es hat gute Kritiken bekommen und wenn es denn wieder so wird, wenn es so in die Richtung Witcher geht.
Whatever you need to be the talk of all Serene.
Fandst du denn Breakpoint, Bandit?
Lady de Sardet, I presume. It is an honor to make your acquaintance. Captain, You set sail soon. Have you seen to our little business?
Yes. We were finally able to recover your merchandise.
Excellent news. I'm afraid, though, that your mission isn't completely finished, Kurt.
Blast me, I'm a captain, not an errand boy.
The commander was quite explicit.
Very well. What do I need to do?
The merchandise that you obtained needs to be sent to Tier 4D as soon as possible. But the Port Authority formalities for shipping take an eternity to wade through. And we've already lost quite a bit of time with this dishonest merchant.
Are you blatantly asking us to smuggle this merchandise and contraband?
I would never ask you to do such a thing, Your Excellency.
Ah, but you don't mind asking that of Kurt?
Well, now, if he finds an alternative solution that is less, illegal, that would be fine. The method matters not. But this cargo must reach the Isle on the next ship.
Marvelous.
Well then, I await your return with utmost impatience. I'm certain you shall do what's required.
Okay.
Are your boots worn through?
Hey!
Is your
Willkommen zurück, Wolf.
out of style, Jimmy? Does your best you will forget this
Ja, aber Tote rum. Ja, wie viele Fragezeichen sind denn hier? Lagerraum. Hast du mal geguckt wegen den neuen Spielmodi? Tut mir schon wieder so weh.
Lively there, lads and lasses! I promised the merchants and their prince we'd be off before the tide. You, man, carry that properly. That porcelain is worth more than your life. There are some children we'd been best to refuse.
Captain Vasco,
And you are?
I'm de Sade, the prince's niece. All is in order. We will soon be embarking on your boat.
It's a ship. Not a boat.
Apologies.
Apologies for my asking, but the young governor isn't with you.
He didn't come home this morning. I need to find him before departure.
I hope nothing's happened to him or he hasn't changed his mind.
Cooles
The
Tattoo.
tide does not wait.
Perhaps he simply celebrated his imminent departure with a little too much enthusiasm. Is everything ready?
We're short a crew member. The cabin boy is missing. But have no fear, we will leave without him if he does not present himself before the tide.
Die
Is he
Grafik
an
sieht echt so ein
important
bisschen
member of the crew?
We don't need
2013
him for
aus.
sailing or navigation. He's only a cabin boy.
He must have simply had a bit too much to drink in celebrating his departure. Like another I know.
I doubt that. Jonas was never one to fancy drink. And it's been 2 days since last he was seen. No, I fear something bad has happened to him. Might I ask you, if you hear anything, could you report it to me? I would like to set sail with a clear mind.
Beschwind drücken zum... Verdammt.
When did you see your cabin boy for the last time?
It's been 2 days since I've had any news at all. It wasn't out of the ordinary until this morning. My men have free shore leave when we're at dock. But the day of departure, every able-bodied sailor must be present on the ship.
Does the boy know anyone in Serene?
Other than fellow Nords, you mean? I don't think so.
Ich wollte dir
but
gerade
it's difficult to
antworten,
be sure.
Alicia. Hallo.
Miss Jonas, does he have any close friends amongst the crew?
In tradition, we are all members of the same family. But yes, there would be Flavio and Laura.
Might I have a word with them?
As you wish. You'll find them over there, in port.
You haven't heard anything about my cousin by chance, have you? To
Wie
be
geht's dir,
honest,
Alicia?
we were hoping to find him here.
Did you say he was intending on celebrating his departure? My men spoke of a rather animated party that went down at the Coin Tavern, but I haven't heard anything else.
That isn't the safest place in the city. I hope nothing has happened to him.
Let's go and find him. Thank you, Captain.
Happy to be of some help.
Ja, ja. Als ob man mit mir keinen Spaß haben kann.
I have a favor to ask before we leave.
I'm all ears.
We would like to load some merchandise into your ship's hold.
Impossible. You're too late for that. All merchandise must be registered at the Port Authority, and the formalities are long. So, unless you're asking me to turn smuggler and hide contraband on my vessel...
I wouldn't go that far. We're only talking about a few crates, after all.
Well then, they'll have to wait. The next ship for New Serene leaves in a month.
Hellfire. If that shipment doesn't leave today, the commander will have my hide.
Captain, I understand your position, but isn't there some way we can get these crates on board?
I doubt it. Even if I wanted to help you, my quartermaster is a half-crazed bridge troll. He's gotten into his head that a gang of ruffians want to use my ship to pass contraband over to Tier 4D. He's placed guards where our cargo is being held before being loaded. All that is not in the warehouse and noted on the manifest will be left on the docks.
Geht so.
Sorry, your crates are gonna have
Was
to wait
los?
until the next ship sets sail.
Ich hab
Sorry,
keine Ahnung, was sie da gerade labern.
At least we tried.
Ich schreibe dir die
Commander's
die
gonna
ganze
have my
Zeit
head.
nebenbei bei WhatsApp.
I'm sure that's what he wanted.
Ich weiß
giving
überhaupt
me
nicht, ich
this
drücke einfach nur immer, wenn
impossible
sie
task.
aufhören zu
In
reden,
that
drücke ich
case,
mal X,
We're
ohne
going to have to
hinzugucken.
doctor the manifest ourselves. It must be at the
Es
harbor
geht so,
master's
deswegen. Ja,
office.
weswegen? Was ist denn das für eine Emoji? Ich habe keine Ahnung, was hier gerade
Could you
geht.
tell me a little about your guild?
We are masters of the oceans. Our ships can sail where no others dare.
Thanks to your magic, so I've heard. How do you become a Nort?
Our magic, yes, that only the Norts master. As for your question, any child born on one of our ships is seaborn. He is a Nort from birth. Others are sea-gifted, joining the Norts for different reasons, often from a young age. It's how the guild is made and maintains its numbers.
Die wollen Krabbenraub machen, aber er will nicht, okay.
Could you tell me anything
Ich versuche mich jetzt
about
mal ein
our
bisschen auf euch und auf das
destination?
Spiel zu konzentrieren. Das
The
tut mir so
island
leid.
of Tier 4D.
It is a magnificent place. Wild. Spared from your wars and your mines
Oh, ich hab jetzt
for
noch
now. The natives have a relationship
2,5
with
Wochen
their
habe ich jetzt noch
land and
vor mir.
consider it
Die Hälfte habe ich
sacred.
jetzt rum.
They're a very friendly people, welcoming, that will appear to you strangely familiar. I've also heard that there are a great many exotic creatures, some enormous. But I wouldn't know what else to tell you. I've never strayed far from the ports.
What do you think of our
Knockout.
port?
Are you referring to this one? It is the biggest high
Vermisst
seas
du mich
port on the
denn?
continent. Thanks to your prince, even though it remains part of your city, it holds a particular status for us Nords. Certain zones are owned completely by us, and maritime law holds office. It's a good port. Were it not for the Malachor, it would be a pleasant place to dock.
Okay,
Be back soon, Captain.
wir haben jetzt ganz schön viel nachgefragt. Oh Gott, wir haben ja ganz viele Sachen jetzt hier. Oh Gott, ey, die große Abreise, Handelswaren, der okay. Betreibt die Wache. Okay. Mir tut alles weh. Was hast du gemacht? Wenn es weh tut, sollte man aufhören. Aber seid ihr gewiss, mir tut auch alles weh. Piep. Oh, nein! Meine zweitliebste Frau hat Fieber. Von anderen Fraktionen kontrollierte diese Zone steht und bedeutet eine andere Fraktion. Diese in bestimmten Bereichen verboten mit den... Zweitliebste? Ja, ich bin ja auch nicht dein allererstliebster, oder?
Let's take a look around the building. We might find a less conspicuous entrance.
Where is the manifest to be
Ich bin
found?
doch schon drin.
I've already been to the port authorities. They keep the official documents upstairs.
Ja, vielleicht finden wir einen Eingang. Hallo.
To my help! And death to the others! Move away! Things are about to get dicey!
Ich weiß keine Ahnung, warum das hier gerade so eskaliert ist. Aber wir töten die einfach mal. Töten ist immer gut. Erstmal alle töten, genau. Wo kommt der denn her? Waren das 3? Ja, siehst du. Bin ja auch nicht dein erster Ehemann. Wahrscheinlich nicht mehr der zweite, dritte, vierte, fünfte. Das ist ihr Zauber. So. Das kann die eben so. So ganz bin ich noch nicht hinter das Spiel geraten. Ganz habe ich da noch nicht den Überblick zu dem Spiel. Wie gesagt, das habe ich mir eben erst geholt. Soll aber echt gut sein. Seemanns Stiefel, Seemanns Handschuhe. Ja, wenn ich das anziehe... Wie gesagt, die müssen erstmal ein bisschen dahinter kommen, Leute. Oh, guck mal. Ah, nein, ich leck dich jetzt nicht am... Oh, oh. Ich stehe nur auf weiße Schokolade. Achso.
Here is the ship's manifest. We only need to add our merchandise to the list.
Das, geht dir nicht mehr aus dem Kopf jetzt raus, oder? So, ich habe jetzt irgendein Logbuch manipuliert, warum auch immer. Aber scheint richtig gewesen zu sein. Jetzt muss ich wahrscheinlich noch entkommen. Eine Schlossklackerfähigkeit.
If you wore a Naut uniform and you were able to keep your mark hidden from them, they might let us in. Unless we just offered them a drink.
Wir waren doch gerade drin.
These sailors rarely refuse one.
I see where this is headed. If we drop a little soporific in their glasses, the way will be clear. I'll just need to find the proper ingredients. But it's doable.
Ey, ich blick hier nicht durch.
What can I do for you?
We're your replacements. You're dismissed.
Finally! We were starting to grow moss. Courage, me hearties. The path is clear. We should notify the men. They need all the time they can get.
Irgendwie alles sehr verwirrend hier in diesem Spiel. Es ist über was soll ich denn die jetzt informieren? Es tut mir so auf. Das ist jetzt schon wieder, hast du einen Schlaganfall? Geht nicht weiter. Ich muss noch ein bisschen mich aufs Spiel konzentrieren. Ja, aber ich bin so abgelenkt. Spielt Star Stable. Ach, die Geschichte. Das ist doch mit den Pferden und so, gell?
Captain, milady, we were given orders to wait here with the merchandise.
The way is clear. It's time to get going.
Do your best to be quick and quiet about it. You won't have much time to move at all.
Don't you be worrying now. We're off.
The warehouse is at the end to the right there. You can't miss it.
Move out. Quick steps.
Okay. Ich weiß nicht, ob ich das möchte. Alicia, ich weiß nicht, ob ich das möchte. Also genau, Konstantin brauchen wir noch. Ja. Nein, natürlich. Ich möchte sehr, sehr gerne, dass du singst. Oh, Scheiße. Was habe ich jetzt angestellt? Quest abschließen. Im Greedfall kann eine Quest meist auf verschiedene Arten abgeschlossen werden. Desart hat mehrere Eisen im Feuer. Raffinesse, Überredungskunst, Korruption, das Fertigen von... Okay.
Good day, Tavern Keeper.
Good day to you.
Die sieht total komisch
What
aus.
is your pleasure?
I'm looking for my cousin. His name is Constantine. I believe he was intent on celebrating his departure last night.
There was indeed a party here last night, but it ended badly.
Whatever do you mean?
A brawl broke out. My tavern was shattered, and no one's paid for the damages.
I'm sorry. Amongst the rebel rousers, did there happen to be a young man? 20 years of age? Hair down to his neck, light brown? Blue eyes? Quite the talker?
I don't believe it. Of course he was there. He's the man that started the fight. I hope you've come to reimburse me. Don't count on me to help you if that's not the case.
What kind of damage are we talking about exactly?
Was macht die
A
denn im
good half of
Hintergrund?
my furniture was broken into firewood. I piled up the lot over there.
Let me take a look. Perhaps it can be repaired.
If you can fix it, I'll be obliged. If not, you'll need to pay.
Ach, komm.
Here you are, to cover your expenses.
Excellent. Honest books makes for honest friendships. Your cousin is either a very bad joker or a right good fool. He went and insulted a band of ruffians from the lower boroughs. Dangerous fellows. They've a storehouse they operate out of a few streets from here.
What kind of business do they run?
Several, actually, and they're all illegal and profitable. But you didn't hear that from me.
Von wem
In
weiß
any
ich das noch?
case, if you were set on recovering your cousin, I would hurry if I were you. They're not the tender sorts.
Thank you for the information.
Off with ya. Get him out of whatever mess he's got himself into.
Was ist denn
Seemed
mit meinem
like a
Rock los?
courageous fellow who could down his pint. Anything else?
How is business going these days?
It's picking up. We've not seen many new customers, but of late things are looking better. The Malicor and the neighbouring wars have dampened commerce. The epidemic still rages, but the possibility of finding a cure on that island has given people something to hope for. Now that we have a city there, quite a few seafarers come by to spend their wages.
Has the Malicor really put a damper on your business?
More than a damper. They were soaked.
Okay, da gibt's also
When
eine
the
Krankheit.
sickness
So viel
began
habe
to
ich jetzt schon mal
spread,
gelernt.
a wave of panic followed in its wake. People stopped going out of their homes. They were afraid. I was close to closing shop, I tell you. And then, thankfully, the alchemists of the bridge said that you couldn't just catch it like that. People are still distrustful, as is their nature, but they are leaving home again. It's a start. I also lost quite a few regular customers. Dead or too scared to venture back. Yeah, but that's nothing new to you. The city would have sunk in the water if not for trade with the new isle.
With all these sailors coming and going, you must have heard some stories about Teofredi.
Right. Even stories that my heaviest drinkers would have trouble believing. They say that man-trees live there. Dragons and gigantic creatures. Treasure abounds under every rock. And the source of eternal life is hidden somewhere there.
Die Gesichtsanimationen sind schon echt ein
Last
bisschen
night,
creepy.
some Nauts even told me they brought back one of those giant beasts into the port. Ah, but you know the kind. If you ask my opinion, the drink was fueling their imaginations.
Na gut,
I need to be off.
wir haben ja alles, was wir
Farewell.
brauchen.
Goodbye.
Wir haben ja alles, was wir brauchen. Jetzt fehlt uns nur noch unser Cousin. Kann nicht stören, dass ich hier was klaue.
had any idea who I am? Open up, imbeciles! I have a ship to catch!
That vulture of a tavern master was right. It is Constantine's voice. It's coming from the floor above.
Sounds as if he's locked up.
And I have a feeling they're expecting company. Be careful. The slightest itchy word to these brutes will have them drawing blades to scratch it.
Negotiation may be the solution. As you say, this breed of brutes won't spit on ransom money.
What a waste. I'd rather sneak around them than give half a coin to these seedy fellows.
Wieso muss ich denn jetzt woanders hinlaufen? Warum ist denn jetzt auf einmal... Hä? Das Spiel verwirrt mich massivst. Ich auch nicht aufgepasst, was er gerade gesagt hat. Wenn das ziemlich viele kranke Menschen zu reden.
Good day. Someone told me that you were a friend of Jonas, the young cabin boy who was gone missing.
That's right, yeah. Are you looking for him?
Yes. Your captain asked me to go and find him.
Happy to hear he's taken the disappearance seriously. What can I do for you?
When did you last see him?
2 days ago, in the evening. We went to have a drink in the tavern. Jonas, Lauro and myself.
Did anything seem out of the ordinary? Was he troubled?
Maybe a tad troubled. Like he was somewhere else.
Why would that be? Give me your best guess.
Boy, I haven't the faintest idea.
What does Jonas do in his free time, when you're on land?
He just hangs around here or there. You know the cabin boys don't have half a sailor's wages. And when evening comes, we usually go down the tavern with good old Lauro.
Did he ever have one too many?
Never. He sips his pint like it was bad medicine. One drink lasts him the whole night.
Does he know anyone in Serene?
No one, far as I know.
Do you think he could have made himself any enemies?
I wouldn't think that for a moment. Jonas has a good heart and he steers clear of trouble and troublemakers.
I don't know where to start with this. Do you have any idea?
No. Lauro won't stop telling anyone who will lend him an ear that the boy was carried off by thugs.
Ich mag dieses Englische, dieses britische Englisch.
I like Lauro, don't get me wrong, he's like a brother. But to be honest, he drinks a little more than he should. The itch for a drink gets us all, but to him more than others, and when you drink too much, the imagination wanders. Here, yesterday, it was me who tied one over, and I thought I heard Jonas's voice by the canal. I called back to him, as you'd guess, but then nothing. Drink. It blurs
Nicht, dass
the
sie den da
senses.
versenkt haben.
What do you think about Captain Vasco?
He's a damn good navigator, and an excellent leader of men. He knows his craft well, in spite of being so young.
How old is he?
He's not seen his 25th year yet. If he keeps it up, he'll be an admiral one day.
Okay, danke für die Infos.
I need to be going. Farewell.
Okay. abschließen. Wo ist denn das? Okay, das scheint auf einer anderen woanders zu sein. Das scheint woanders zu sein. Scheint nicht auf der Insel. Oh, guck mal, da kann man auch noch was klauen. Klauen ist mal gut, Leute.
Good day, sailor. I've been told that you know the missing cabin boy well. Is that right?
You talking about Jonas? You bet your stars I know him. But like I've been crying to the 9 deaf winds. He didn't go missing, he was taken.
Dramatische Wendung.
Were you a witness to the event?
Yes, I was. Even though I'd had a few tumblers in the belly, I hadn't yet lost my head. The other day, in the tavern, I saw him talking to a well-dressed man, surrounded by some other sly ruffians. And then when we left, him and I, Flavia left a little earlier, you understand. Well, those brutes were there, waiting for him. They just up and took him like that. Grabbed his arms and poof. Gone. Vanished.
Why didn't you intervene?
I tried to, believe me. But my legs betrayed me. Wavering they were. And I fell into the gutter.
Did you report this to the captain?
Unfortunately not. I know all too well what weight my words carry. Even Flavia treated me like a drunken fool. And the captain? No, not telling him that. I still have some pride left. You get me?
Did Jonas seem troubled to you the night he disappeared?
Maybe. For sure he wasn't his usual self.
Do you know what was on his mind?
No. No idea.
Why would anyone want to snatch a mere cabin boy?
How would I know? Jonas is a gentle boy who keeps his head down. You think my story is nothing but mist too, don't you?
Nee, tatsächlich nicht.
It's just that I can't imagine a gang of thugs hoping to get a ransom for a cabin
Dem
boy.
Rock los.
Did anyone else see the kidnapping?
There was still a small crowd in the tavern. But outside, I seem to recall that regular being there. We play cards with him from time to time. Kind of fellow who plays from morning to night time to be that skilled. But now and again he comes out. When nature calls, you know. I kind of remember his face being there.
Okay.
What do you think about Captain Basco?
Das ist ja richtig
Just man
aufregend hier.
who knows his knots. He's well appreciated by the crew. It's a pity that he hasn't much heart for laughs now and again. Always seems unhappy, our captain.
Thank you, Lauro. I need to be going.
Strange story, this is.
Something isn't right here. I can feel it. We need to lift the veil on this.
Sehr. Deshalb da oben. Da kann ich die Quest annehmen. Oh, okay, wieder was gelernt. Das Handwerk ermöglicht es dir, deine Waffen und Rüstung zu verbessern. Mit Hilfe von Tricke und Fallen. Du brauchst Wissenschaft und Werkzeug. Okay. Alter Rost. Alte Endaxt. Okay, krass. Da kann man richtig viel noch machen. Wir sind's wieder.
This furniture is in terrible condition. The fight must have been extremely violent.
It looks as...
Tavern keeper.
I see you're back. Can I pour you something this time?
I am looking for a Naut. A young cabin boy who has been missing roll call for 2 days now.
A Naut, you say? That's not a lot to go on. There are quite a few that come to my tavern.
According to one of his fellows, he would have been taken right here.
A kidnapping? In my establishment? You surely
In my
jest. Or at least I hope you do.
establishment.
I would have noticed. That doesn't hold water.
Someone told me about one of your faithful clients. A big gambler, it would seem.
I see. An able-bodied man. Passes his time lightening the pouches of sailors coming through.
Where might I find him at this time?
Here? He would never give away his chair at his table. Anything else?
Alles haben wir schon.
I need to be off. Farewell.
Goodbye.
I need to be off. AFK. Bist du das?
Who are you? I don't recognize you. Am I in your debt?
Yeah.
No, have no fear about that. It's for a different reason that I'm here. I'm looking for a Naut that disappeared 2 days ago, after visiting this establishment. A young cabin boy. 2 members of his crew accompanied him.
Was läuft denn mit dem Typen im
Yes,
Hintergrund?
that does ring a bell. I've played with the 3 of them.
What can you tell me about the boy? How was he that night?
He seemed rather nervous, as if he was worried about something. Didn't feel like playing, that I remember. And he must have been right to be nervous, if he's disappeared.
Tell me what happened that evening.
A rich merchant came in, with a band of strong arms. The kind of men you can round up for a few coins, if you catch my drift. They exchanged words with the cabin boy. The kid was defensive, not sitting pretty. And then they finally left.
And after that?
It just so happens that I did go out for a breather. I needed some fresh air. And I think I might well have seen those same men grab him. But that was none of my business. I wouldn't have thought that they were kidnapping him, if that's what it was. They weren't particularly rough with him.
Who was the rich merchant, do you think? A jilted lover? A moneylender?
No, my lady, you're in luck. It so happens that I know the man. It was Sir Fontaine, that merchant.
Where can I find him?
He has a house in the wealthy boroughs, just off the canal. A stone's throw from the Theleme embassy.
Thank you. You've been immensely helpful.
This man is completely owned by his love for the game. Do you think we can trust him?
What
Wir
would
müssen
he
ihm
gain
glauben.
from lying?
I have no idea.
Oh, ich hab
But
dir
what
einfach mal
would
die
any
Goldmünzen
wealthy
geklaut.
merchant gain from holding a penniless child?
So. Also langsam krieg ich's raus mit dem Spiel. Müssen wir denn hin? Da hoch.
Won't believe your eyes. This discovery will give you faith in
Links und dann wieder nach rechts. Ah, ich habe einen Orientierungssinn. Da. Und da drüben rüber und dann nach links und so. Bestimmt der Vater von dem Jungen oder so. 19! Komm
Might
einfach
I
mal rein.
help you, my lady?
I would like to have a word with Sir Fontaine.
He is absent, but the lady of the house could certainly receive you. Enter, please.
What's in?
Oh, I know you. I've seen you at court. You are Lady de Sade. And to what do I owe the honor of your visit, Excellency?
I would like to have a word with your husband.
He is not here, but perhaps I could be of help.
It concerns a delicate matter. We are looking for a missing cabin boy. According to witnesses, He had an argument with your husband before being taken.
I see. I am afraid that you have been misled. You seem to have come to the wrong conclusion. The cabin boy you speak of was not taken. He has simply returned home.
Excuse me, but I'm not sure I understand.
Was ist doch.
Don't you see, Your Excellency? We got our son back.
Was für eine
I
Wendung.
am very surprised. Several witnesses confirmed that your son had a fight with your husband, and that his men escorted him from the tavern using force. If he had joined your husband willingly...
Witnesses? In a tavern? And you choose to believe these drunkards over a respectable family?
These witnesses are all in agreement, and it is their testimonies that have led me to your doorstep.
My son was probably shocked to have found us. My husband and the other men might have simply had to carry him. A gesture that your drunkards must have misunderstood.
What was your son doing on a Naut ship? Why would they have taken him?
It is what they do. Through pacts and contracts, they steal away young children from their mothers.
What are you talking about?
I would have thought that a legate would know these things. But it is true that you are young and inexperienced. It seems that you have been protected from the turpitudes of our own nation and their terrible allies. This horrible, constant ransoming that they put us through. But I will not say another word. You will have no trouble verifying the details now that you know what to look for.
Where might I find your son now?
I cannot say, Excellency. You must understand why. Until the Nauts have set sail, we live in fear they will take him back from us.
This pact... Excuse me, madam, but I haven't quite finished my inquiries yet.
If you would be so courteous, I would like you to leave.
Okay.
With respect, my lady.
Okay, die entführen also Kinder. Kann ich noch was klauen? Nein. Alter, das ist eine übelst lange Quest. Jetzt muss er wieder dahin. Ich wollte mich verarschen? Wenn ich mal hier bin, Obwohl, nee, ich weiß nicht. Ah, nach links. Und dann nochmal nach links. Geh aus dem Weg. Niederes Volk. Nur geradeaus. Ach ja, da oben sitzt man ja auch manchmal.
Madam, you still haven't found your cousin. As you well know, we cannot leave without him.
Have no fear. I will bring him back in time to make our scheduled departure. Is everything ready?
I'm still without news of my cabin boy, but we will have to do without.
I spoke with a woman who told me she was the mother of the cabin boy. She claims that her son was taken from her.
Taken? Her son is sea-gifted. His parents were required to give him up to honor the terms of a contract.
A contract? But what kind of contract are we speaking of?
A commercial contract. In exchange for services rendered by the Nauts, some families cede more than gold. In some cases, nations even trade some of their subjects before they're born. I wouldn't be able to tell you the condition of Jonas's contract. I didn't even know he was originally from Serene. But what I can tell you is the young man hasn't seen his parents since he was a small child. And ever since, he's been a Naut. Our ships are his home. We are his only family.
Okay.
Be back soon, Captain.
You see anyone else who might be able to help us? Anyone who's not a Naut?
Sir de Corsilion is a veritable well of scientific knowledge. He could tell us a little more.
Das ist interessant gerade. Auch wenn wir nur rumrennen und
still
Leute
don't
fragen.
see Constantine at your side. I hope he hasn't been the victim of any foul play.
Don't worry. We'll find him in time for departure.
I certainly hope so. Would you be in need of my help in any way?
I've had a word with Lady Fontaine. You must know her. That rich family that lives near the docks. She told me a strange story about her son who was a cabin boy on our ship. She said that he was taken when he was a child, due to some contract with the Nords.
Who was a cabin boy? Do you mean he's no longer one?
They took him back to bring him home.
Well, that is very unpleasant news, de Sade. We need to do all we can to bring the boy back to his ship. Since time immemorial, there's always been a certain price to pay for the services of the Nords. Children born on their ships belong to them. It's the rule of the sea. But certain contracts are so important that they also require children to be offered in exchange. From time to time, the congregation has passed such accord, and certain noble families had to give their children up.
Are you telling me that the Fontaines lost their son in an agreement signed between my uncle and the Nords?
No. That pact ended a long time ago. This cabin boy couldn't have been a part of that contract. But Sir Fontaine has made a fortune trading with the Alliance, via ships.
Do you mean he would have offered up his own son in exchange for wealth?
Well, he probably did it before the birth of the child, and regretted it afterwards. But that is of little importance. What counts most is that you bring the boy back to the Nords as quickly as possible. Breaking a contract with the seafarers has always cost us dearly. Our nation could feel it in its coffers.
I will do my best.
A father selling his own son for a few boat rides. For ugly, that is ugly.
Lady Fontaine didn't seem to have any knowledge of that detail. That could be of use to us.
Ja, nicht gut. Ist echt gut gemacht, finde ich. Du sollst einfach nur einen Jungen suchen und findest einfach mal sowas raus. Ich bin's wieder. Geh mal selber von nach oben. Und da unten kann ich noch was klauen. Anders Dienstmenü. Ich möchte, dass du mehrere Mal so in die Lagerhäuser bringst, die wir im Kanal besitzen. Mein Unten wird dort für ein paar Tage mit seinen Angestellten und seinen Männern arbeiten.
This document mentions another property. A warehouse.
That would be a great place to hide. Shall we take a peek?
Muss ich mit ihr gar nicht mehr reden, oder was?
Excuse me, madam, but I haven't quite finished my inquiries yet.
If you would be so courteous.
Okay, cool.
With respect, my lady.
Das Rumgelatsche nervt ein bisschen. Platz des Prinzen. Ah, den hat man noch gar nicht entdeckt. Achso. Ich dachte, die machen ein großes Barbecue. Weil es ist sehr intelligent, übrigens so ein Feuer direkt in der Stadt zu machen, wo nur Holzhäuser stehen. Mega gute Idee. da ist ja die Quest wieder. Konstantin. Aber wir machen aber erstmal das mit dem Jungen.
Here we are. Be careful. Fontaine won't be alone. He'll have his henchmen with him. To my help! And death to the others! Move away!
Okay. Kann man alles machen. Ich glaube, das wird auf PC gerade ein saugutes Spiel. Nicht genug Punkte Ausdauer, okay. Cool, 84. Okay, also Rüstungen sind auch noch ausdauerbezogen. Wie gut ist das denn? Hallo, mal zu Hause, it's me. Gerade überhaupt richtig?
It's not possible just now. Locked. I don't have the key.
Und hier ist vermutlich der Schlüssel drin. Oh, doch nicht. Also kann ich die Quest gar nicht machen? Das ist ja seltsam.
To me, gods! Take no prisoners! To my help! And death to the others! Come on. See what you keep. Move away! Things are about to get dicey!
Oh, Level up. Irgendeiner wird hier bestimmt auch den Schlüssel haben. Ja. Okay. Denk mal, dass der eine den Schlüssel hatte. Ansonsten können wir mal die Fähigkeit mit im Schloss. Man merkt, dass es so ein bisschen für PC für PC entwickelt wurde. Okay, wir brauchen einen Punkt. Nächster Punkt, Level 5. Okay, jetzt haben wir den.
Who are you?
My name is Desardet. I'm legate of the congregation. Your captain has sent me to find you.
And were you able to convince my father to allow me to go free?
I'm extremely sorry to have to tell you this, Jonas. He preferred to fight to the death rather than allow you to leave.
Wir haben ihn getötet.
He left me no choice.
How tragic. The poor man. What madness overcame him? And the woman, my mother, she'll be all alone now.
You don't seem to be all that close to your parents.
I hadn't seen them since I was 5 years old. I barely remember them. They find me, capture me, and lock me up in this warehouse. Hard to grow close after all that. My family is the Naughts. I am sorry for my parents, but that is the way of it now. Can I go home?
Yes. You should still go and say farewell to your mother. Then find your way to your ship. I will see you there.
So, kann man noch was...
It's not possible just now.
Können wir uns dann nochmal gleich um unseren Vetter kümmern. So, Vetter! Und da ist er hier gewesen.
It's not possible just now.
Haben wir mal die Tür.
It's blocked.
Okay. Anderer Eingang. Feinderkennung, wenn du nicht schlecht meine Schatze.
This man is gonna bring the guard out if you keep shouting like that. We should have gotten rid of him.
Okay.
It's obvious that he's a noble, a rich man. He needed to be taught a lesson, but it's better we grab him. To my help.
Das haben sie natürlich gehört.
Move away! Things are about to get dicey!
Easy. Oh, hi. Oh, kann ich mir jetzt mal ordentlich looten hier? Da ist ja noch einer. Nee. Das kann man ja auch nicht liegen lassen. Das könnte ja jemand klauen. Das macht Spaß. Ich glaube, ich werde das jeden Tag ein bisschen spielen.
Locked.
Well, this has been monumentous, gentlemen, but I have more important things to attend to. An island to govern, treaties to sign, riches to expedite, and a demanding father to impress.
Constantine, it's me!
My fair cousin! Oh, my lucky star! Always there to pull me out of my fires.
I do what I can. We are departing soon. Your father wasn't pleased by your absence this morning.
Have you ever seen him happy about anything when it comes to me? You know what he thinks of me.
He cares about you. I know that. He appointed you governor, didn't he?
He is ridding himself of a source of constant disappointment. Enough said. Today we set sail for adventure. If you only knew how these river scum treated me. Do me a courtesy, fair cousin. Now that we stand boldly alongside the brave Kurt, let's give them their money's worth.
There's no one left to pay, Your Highness. The brave Kurt and your cousin have already settled the books.
Really now? What a shame. I would have loved to have seen that. We've nothing left to do then than to board our ship. An adventure awaits us at the end of the street.
Wähle Chaos aus dem Inventarbildschirm mit aus. Rüste mit einer Kleidung altes bestückt. Okay. Inventarbildschirm hat sie gesagt. Ah! Das ist ja cool. Ist ja mega gut. Okay. Alter Schwede, warte mal. Es wird ja anstrengend. Die Not. Uiuiuiui. Ah, gut. Ich meine. Also wir können unsere Leute auch mit Klamotten ausstatten. Hey Martin. herzlich willkommen. Also, man merkt, dass die Steuerung und alles extrem für PC ausgelegt ist. Also. Und ich habe bis jetzt erst eine Stunde gespielt und mache jetzt gerade noch ein paar Nebenquests. Es ist interessant, die Storys sind bis jetzt, die ich so erlebt habe. Sehr interessant. Es ist optisch, sagen wir mal so, Witcher 2 Niveau. Also man merkt, dass da, glaube ich, kein großes Studio dahinter sitzt, aber man hat alles, was man bei einem RPG haben möchte. Man muss Rüstung suchen, man muss craften, man muss skillen. Das sieht alles sehr gut aus. Die Kämpfe sind gewöhnungsbedürftig, aber auch dann letztendlich sehr gut. Ich kann noch nicht so viel dazu sagen. Wie gesagt, ich habe erst so eine Stunde, 1,5 Stunden gespielt. Aber es macht einen guten Eindruck. Ich sag das offen auch, dass es nicht super geil ist und auch nicht super scheiße. Sondern, wirst du gleich mal sehen, wenn wir mit einem Typen hier sprechen, wie das so grafisch, du siehst ja auch so die Animationen und alles, das sieht alles sehr seltsam aus. Es ist, wie gesagt, ich habe das Gefühl, dass es einfach komplett für PC optimiert wurde. Guck dir mal die Gesichtsanimation an.
Lady de Sade, I have been told that you were named Legate. Congratulations. Those are great responsibilities for someone as young as yourself. But you will bring honor upon your family and
Also ich
the
werde es ein bisschen spielen,
congregation of that
ein bisschen weiterspielen, ein paar Stunden, also nicht heute. Das schaffe ich nicht mehr. Ein bisschen werde ich noch, und aber die nächsten Tage immer so jeden Tag mal so 2-3 Stunden.
Constantine is taking office as governor of New Serene, and I'm accompanying him.
I had no idea you would be leaving so quickly. What a shame. I had thought... Well, then, that is a pity. Have a pleasant voyage. A brilliant future awaits you. They say that it is a marvelous island.
You seem slightly hesitant. Please, tell me what troubles you.
A rather unscrupulous individual has been sowing trouble in Serene. A charlatan passing himself off as an alchemist.
Do people actually give credence to these lies?
Alas, yes. They snatch up his celebrated panacea. Remedies worse than the ill, believe me. As you can well imagine, alchemists are our pride. This vulgar trickster casts dirt upon their reputation and our own at the same time. In any city of the Bridge Alliance, we would have arrested him. But here, we respect your laws.
I shall see what I can do, but make no promises. My departure is imminent.
I thank you, Excellency. And I am pleased to see you have taken so well to your new functions of diplomacy. The man operates in the city center. He is said to be clever and mean. Be careful.
Would you be so kind as to tell me what you know about the Bridge Alliance?
With pleasure. A legate needs to know the history and strengths of her allies. The alliance was sealed by several nations of the Bridge around 200 years ago. The greatest of our cities, Al-Sad, became the capital, and a council formed from the different nations now rules. This union was originally put into place to better resist the appetites for conquering our neighbors. But our ancestors quickly realized that the union had also strengthened us economically and culturally. And of course, exchanges in knowledge were strongly encouraged from the outset. Today, it is by no means an overstatement to claim that the Bridge Alliance leads our world in science and exploration. Each day, we push the limits of our understanding further in each and every domain.
Could you give me your understanding of the relations between the congregation and the Bridge?
Our relations hang essentially on the quality of our trade and commerce. The exchanges are very profitable, especially on the cultural front. I will not hide from you that we have hoped you would join our number for quite some time. But your princes insist on maintaining a neutral stance between the congregation and the other nations on the continent. It is by all means a respectable position, even if it means you also trade with our enemies.
The Bridge Alliance has been on Tirfredi for much longer than we have. What can you tell me?
It is true that we founded Hikmet, our newest city, around 15 years ago now. Alas, I haven't been able to go there myself. I can only tell you what others have reported to me. It is a luxurious island. An enormous dead volcano thrones in its center. The vegetation is extremely varied, and the fauna wondrous. We discovered animals that we had never ever seen before. Some are bigger than houses. But they're not the only occupants of the island.
Ich liebe britisches
Savage
Englisch.
and crude people also live there, who speak an incomprehensible language.
Könnte auch Sachse sein.
But you shall discover all of this for yourself soon enough.
Okay.
And what of your war with Thélème?
It has been dragging on. In fact, it has been dragging on for years. It is madness. If those bigots hadn't gotten it in their heads to convert the entire continent, we wouldn't be in this situation. But that's the way of the world. We shall not waver, whether here or on Tirfredi.
Have you been fighting battles there as well?
From what I've been told, Thélème has wisely and tastefully built their colony far from our city. Direct conflicts are in fact quite rare. But one day they will inevitably take place.
I need to be going. Goodbye, Excellency.
Goodbye, Lady de Sade.
Lady de Sade. Ein sehr höflicher Mensch. Was haben wir denn jetzt eben? Also ein Quest da, ein Nebenquest. Schließen erstmal das ab. Die andere Nebenquest, da müssen wir in neue Serien, also da wo wir dann hin segeln. Scheint hier keinen zu stören, dass ich hier mich ganz gut bediene. Oh Gott, ich bin schon wieder so müde.
Madam? Constantine d'Orsay, future governor of Tirfredi. I'm enchanted, Captain. I am eager to board your ship.
Enchanted as well, Your Highness. I hope you enjoy your voyage. Are you ready to leave?
Not quite. I still have a few errands to run for my uncle. And what about you?
My cabin boy, Jonas, is back on ship. I have you to thank, I imagine.
Auf jeden Fall.
You do. It's a rather sad affair, and though solved, leaves a broken family behind.
All we can do is plot a course. No one tells the wind what to do. I do thank you. I didn't think you'd go to so much trouble for a cabin boy. Your actions bring you honor.
Die Bewirb Ruf plus 3, okay. Level 3, na sowas.
Be back soon, Captain.
Oh, nice. Aber wir haben ja noch ein bisschen was zu tun, Leute. Die große Abreise, nee. Den Typen müssen wir noch uns schnappen. Und das heißt, der uns provoziert hat, wir haben ihn, werden ihn töten, wenn er uns das große gibt. Ja. Interessiert mich das. Oh, nicht schon wieder. Warum greifen die uns ja ständig an? Was ist denn ihr fucking Problem? Ich bin jetzt undankbar.
Citizens, I present to you Panacea, the absolute cure of everything. Toothache, stomach ailment, and even an open wound. This potion heals all of that. And more still, this little phial is the product of years of research and intensive labor. I hear you asking if this remedy can heal one from the Malachor. Alas, not yet. But your question is legitimate. I am so close to finding the cure. But the Malachor isn't the only ailment causing you to suffer. Not true? Then don't miss out on this chance and give yourself a healthy and energized life. Rejoice! A phial only costs a few coins, and well worth it to make your life shiny and new again.
Does it really heal everything, your potion?
Everything. Absolutely everything. Except the Malachor, of course. That being said, it is known that those in top health resist the Malachor best of all. Then don't throw away this chance. Think of all the pains that this potion could help you avoid.
You are right. It's a deal. I'm gonna take two.
There's a man that knows a good deal when he sees one. Hurry now. There won't be enough for everyone.
There he is. He's our man, no doubt.
His speech is well polished. I even feel like buying some.
And if we had a word with him?
Ah, you're finally tempted.
In all honesty, I haven't made up my mind yet. I want to be certain that I'm not dealing with a charlatan.
In this day and age, I can't blame you. What might I do to convince you?
Nach Übel.
Are there any nasty side effects with this remedy of yours?
There are none. You will feel nothing but an intense sense of well-being.
Will you drink one of your potions to prove your good faith?
Of course. I take a little sip every morning. But as I'm in perfect health, you won't be able to verify the improvement in my condition. But if it helps you make up your mind, give me just a moment. There now. As you see, I am still in excellent condition.
Come on now. I saw you take that vial out of your pocket. Nothing proves that it's the same potion that you sell to your clients.
As a man of science, I consider skepticism a remarkable quality. But in your case, it is not skepticism, but blindness.
We need to steal one of these potions and force him to drink it.
Brilliant idea, Kurt. Let's take a look at his cart.
Was ist ein Wagen?
Have you finally made up your mind?
I will think about it.
As you wish.
Das ist ein Wagen. Ach, ihr schon wieder. Immer die gleichen Langweiler. Aber hey, danke für den... Oh, leuchtest du? Kurt, was ist mit dir? Kurt, was stimmt da mit dir nicht? Warum leuchtest du? Ja, das läuft. Ich glaube, ich kann die leveln, oder? Nee. Ich weiß nicht warum. Ach nee, jetzt machst du es nicht mehr. Okay. Komischer Chord. Huch! Waffe wechseln.
Have you finally made up your mind?
I happen to have a vial of your medicine. Would you be willing to drink it in front of us? To prove that there is no risk?
This bullying is trying my patience. I'm beginning to suspect that you might be working for a rival.
You refuse to taste it?
You might have put something in it to cause me harm or further disgrace.
No, look. The vial is still sealed. It comes straight from your stock.
And you dare challenge me when you have just admitted to being a thief?
Come now. You can see for yourself that I am gladly returning your vial, so that you might drink it in front of witnesses. This might help to dissipate my doubts, as well as those of these brave folk.
Yes, no, you don't have the right.
Damnation. He got away. He can't have gone far.
Find him, before his head ends up on a spike.
Think back to the note that we found. We need to take a look at the tavern. He won't leave the city without his belongings.
Ist er einfach abgehauen? Die Steuerung ist...
I could repair this if I had some metal dowels.
Steuerung ist gewöhnungsbedürftig. Also wie gesagt, ich habe das Gefühl, dass die 1:1 nur für PC optimiert wurde. Das sind ja Metalldübel. Können wir das auch mal gleich nochmal reparieren.
I could repair this if I had some metal
Oh, ihr habt doch ein paar.
I could repair this if I had some metal dowels. Locked. I don't have the key. Locked.
Ja, ich weiß, dass meine Schlossknacker-Fähigkeiten nicht hoch genug sind. Kann es aber im Moment nicht ändern. Na?
You again? What are you
Ja.
doing in my room?
I'm not the only one that's found you. Have you seen the mob that's gathering in the street?
I'm neither deaf nor blind. By the spheres. Why didn't I leave the city while there was still time?
The Alliance ambassador is quite unsettled by your commerce. And he's the one who sent me.
Sahin. Him again. Ruining my career wasn't enough for him. He's the very reason I had to leave the Alliance. And here I am, playing the part of the potion maker. Me, who was once a respected member of the Academy of Al-Sad.
Dr. Sahin warned me that you were an imposter.
That doesn't surprise me, coming from him. I was a master alchemist. I understand if you don't believe me after all that, but I have a number of documents to prove it. I would still be one if Sahin hadn't set off a chain of machinations to disgrace me.
Why does Sahin bear you such hatred?
I wasn't fortunate enough to oppose certain great minds of the Academy, to criticize their methodology. I saw them inflicting torture on sick prisoners, making them drink the most vile poisons. To find a remedy to the Malachor, they won't hesitate to kill. I could not keep my silence.
It is for an act of courage that you fell from grace, and earned Sahin's hatred. Are you not ashamed to have poisoned those poor souls?
These potions are not harmful. That is to say that they don't contain any harmful ingredients.
But you could just as easily produce real healing potions. So why don't you?
You don't understand. I fled, but I haven't put a stop to my own research. This potion is an attempt to create in those who drink it a resistance to the Malachor.
So you manipulate people to use as experimental fodder? That is completely unethical.
I don't have a choice, but it does not harm them, I assure you.
If this potion were inoffensive, then why wouldn't you drink it when I offered it to you?
I ran tests on myself for such a long time that I ended up becoming intolerant to it. A small sip of this mixture provokes in me now a violent reaction. I mean, the mob would have been furious in any case, but a normal dose, I assure you, is without risk.
Your methods don't seem so different than those of your colleagues.
I don't torture people. And this potion only has side effects in high doses.
Perhaps. But you are hurting innocents. I cannot let your commerce continue.
So, what are you going to do with me, my lady?
I'm going to help you leave the city. But you must promise never to return.
I swear it.
Very well, then. I need to first get you away from those who want to see you hanged.
If we can't find a way to sneak out of here discreetly, we will have to confront the populace.
I haven't lost hope that I'll be able to help them hear reason.
It would be better if I remain hidden while waiting.
Okay, wir haben zwei Möglichkeiten. Wir haben entweder die Möglichkeit, mit dem wütenden Mob zu reden. Oder wir finden raus, wie wir ihn... Ja. Also, kann ich noch nicht knacken. Okay, und da wir gerade den Lagerschlüssel gefunden haben, gehe ich mal davon aus, dass wir über den einen Raum da rauskommen.
The servant's door. The lock's double.
Locked? I don't have the key.
Doch, hast du. Achso. Wie doof ist das denn?
The key to the tavern.
Wir müssen in den einen Raum um den Schlüssel für...
Let's go and find the alchemist. We need to get him out of here as fast as we can.
Warum ist er nicht gleich mitgekommen?
So? Did you find a way to get me out of this hornet's nest?
Ja.
Yes. I need to get you out of here. I have unlocked the service entrance. You will be able to sneak out of there discreetly.
Without being skinned alive by the mob?
You need to remain prudent. I will escort you to your cart.
I follow you.
Let's sneak out the back.
I hope I don't run into any unhappy patients.
Ah, die Steuerung ist echt... Aber es macht Spaß, gerade weil eben die Quests doch so ein bisschen Änderung, nicht Änderung, aber so ein bisschen anders sind.
Angry customers. And we have no choice but to go this way? Holy heavens. They've seen me. Protect me. How do I learn to...
Ich bin jetzt nicht undankbar, wenn die mich angreifen. Ja, aber es wäre denn ein anderer Weg. Andersrum. Sind das viele. Hi Timos, Moment, ich bin gleich bei dir. Ja. Alter, wie viel Panzerung hat denn der? Also die Steuerung ist... Oh, das ist mein eigener. Hä? Nee, Moment, das ist doch nicht mein eigener. Mein eigener steht da. Was ist denn hier los? Die Steuerung ist grässlich. Ist doch mal nicht mein eigener gewesen. Oh, in your face. In your face. In your face. Ja, Need for Speed. Hey, also erstmal herzlich willkommen. Schön, dass du da bist. Need for Speed Payback ist echt... Also ich habe es auch erst vor kurzem wieder entdeckt. So ein bisschen... ist an sich ein gutes Spiel. Also mir macht es Spaß tatsächlich. Ich kann es leider im Moment nicht weiter zocken, weil ich nicht zu Hause bin. Ich bin im Krankenhaus, das heißt in der Reha. Also live aus der Reha. Ich werde es aber definitiv weiter zocken, wenn ich im Oktober wieder nach Hause komme, bevor dann das Need for Speed Heat rauskommt. Ja, können wir gerne mal machen. Aber ich spiele es eigentlich auf PC, gell? Nicht wundern. Das ist natürlich ein gutes Spiel, ein solides Spiel, sagen wir mal so. Kein gutes, das ist ein solides Spiel. Und ich freue mich extremst auf Feed. Aber schön, dass du den Weg zu mir gefunden hast. Wie gesagt, normalerweise streame ich auch ein bisschen... normalerweise streame ich auch ein bisschen professioneller mit Facecam und allem drum und dran. Aber wie gesagt, dadurch, dass ich gerade in der Reha bin...
And stop this deceitful commerce.
Have no worries about that. I'm not going to forget this lesson anytime soon.
Move along now. Get out of here while there's still time.
Would you accept this as a token of my gratitude? Farewell, my lady.
Ich freue mich schon extremst auf Ja, genau. Ja, gehen mir ganz genauso. Lied hat mich auch, ich habe mir die Trailer angeguckt und dachte, oh geil, jetzt guckst du dir nochmal Payback an und dann habe ich mir Payback und durch EA Access und so habe ich es ja auch kostenlos. Ich habe es auch kostenlos auf der Playstation. Ich habe es letztens auch nochmal auf der Playstation ein bisschen gespielt. Da macht es mir auf der Steuerung, ich finde es auf dem Computer irgendwie irgendwie ein bisschen anders zu steuern. Wann kommt Heat raus? Hast du dir die App für Heat schon runtergeladen auf Sandy? Da kannst du ja die Autos schon tunen und... Da gibt's ja jede Woche... Ja, es gibt eine App.
Your Excellency.
Ich habe noch nicht rausgefunden... Ich habe noch nicht rausgefunden, was mit dem Auto passiert. Und dann da kannst du die Autos schon mal vorab so ein bisschen tunen. Ein bisschen optisch und so. Und also das normale Need for Speed Tuning. Und jede Woche kommt dann ein Twap, da kriegst du nochmal ein paar neue Autos und ich weiß auch nicht, ob du die Autos dann gleich in-game hast oder... Da habe ich noch nicht ganz rausgefunden. Also heute ist zum Beispiel schon wieder ein neuer Drop gekommen mit neuen Autos. Kann man kurz gucken, was so dabei war heute. Und wenn du die dann immer tunst, kriegst du noch ein paar geheime Autos. Also heute war zum Beispiel ein Golf GTI, ein Mazda MX-5, ein Porsche 911 GT2 RS, ein Ford Focus RS, ein Ford GT, ein BMW i8 Roadster, ein Pagani, ein BMW M5 und unter den versteckten Autos war ein Mercedes-Benz C63 Coupé und noch irgendwas, was ich noch nicht freigeschaltet habe. Muss einfach mal Need for Speed Heat im App Store suchen.
I tracked down your man near the Coin Guard barracks.
Ich sitze dann immer so da nebenbei und tune mir die und dann dadurch schalte ich noch die geheimen Autos frei.
His reputation in Serene is forever tarnished. Matters turned out a little more complicated than anticipated.
Wie gesagt, ich weiß noch nicht, was mit den Autos dann passiert, ob man die dann in-game gleich hat.
He managed to slip through our fingers.
Once again. That man is part eel.
We followed his trail to the Coin Guard Tavern, but he had already escaped. All the same, you have nothing to fear.
Gerne.
He will never step foot in Serene again.
Das nächste geheime Auto ist ein Ferrari.
We'll eventually catch up with him
and deliver the punishment
that his crimes deserve. Governor
Ferrari,
will be happy to learn
Italia.
that such an amiable legate will soon cross the shores of Tirfredi. Thank you for your help, Excellency, and allow me to offer you this modest gift for your voyage.
I need to be going. Goodbye, Excellency.
Goodbye, Lady de Sade.
Level 4, yay! 2 Fähigkeiten. Oh Gott, wie groß ist ja die Welt? Ach du Scheiße. Da haben wir noch ein bisschen was zu tun. Okay, wir haben 2 Punkte. Aber hier merkt man wieder einfach mal, dass es einfach mal komplett auf ein anderes System optimiert ist. Okay, wir haben Beweglichkeit, Stärke, Genauigkeit. Okay, hier haben wir noch keine, kriegen wir es mit Level 5. Ja, wie gesagt, sehr gerne. Okay, wir dürften jetzt eigentlich alles an Nebenmissionen hier haben. Genau, das können wir hier nicht machen. Dann können wir mal dem Opi sagen, dass wir jetzt abreißen.
Good day, Excellency.
Lady de Sardet, to what do I owe the pleasure?
I have come to inform you that my cousin Constantine and I are departing for Tir Freddy on the hour.
Ah, yes. I did indeed hear talk that you had both received callings of greater stature. Allow me to congratulate you. Were you not named legate of the congregation?
You are correct, Excellency. I thank you.
It is a station of great honor that I am sure you will fill with brio and panache. The Mother Cardinal Cornelia will be enchanted to work with you, and your cousin in the future. I only regret that your departure is so sudden.
Really?
To be entirely honest with you, I was hoping to solicit your help in a rather delicate matter.
Tell me more about it, and perhaps I can take care of your problem before my departure.
Very well. A small group of dangerous heretics has found refuge in Serene. We know that your uncle tolerates the presence of all pagans within the city walls. But these particular non-believers threaten the fragile harmony of this place. We would consider it a tremendous favor if you would arrest them and deliver them to our guard.
Heresy is not a crime in Serene. You do know that, but I'm sure that my uncle would hear your arguments. Why call on my intervention?
The prince would indeed give us his blessing, but it would take time. Far too much time. For according to our sources, these fugitives have already made contact with a smuggler.
Grundsätzlich ja, wir haben eigentlich einen eigenen Ark-Server, aber dadurch, dass ich jetzt, ich habe leider viel im Krankenhaus gelegen und jetzt bin in der Reha, wenn ich dann wieder, ich denke mal ab Oktober werde ich auch den Ark-Server wieder an den Start bringen und dann werden wir auch da wieder viel zocken. Aber das ist leider alles zu kurz gekommen in den letzten Monaten. Also in den letzten Dreivierteljahr schon, seitdem ich krank bin. Ich wollte jetzt auch Gears of War spielen, aber leider kriege ich die Xbox hier nicht mit Internet verbunden, um es runterzuladen. Borderlands habe ich leider nicht zu Ende spielen können. Es ist alles auf dem Kanal im Moment nicht so ganz, wie es sein soll.
Advocates and grand mages.
I've heard say that dissensions have appeared recently
ja,
in your nation.
Alles gut, mach mir gar keinen Stress.
You must certainly be speaking about the debates.
Wenn ab Oktober die Spiele rauskommen, bin ich ja dann eh wieder zu Hause. Und dann geht's wieder richtig gut. Und wahrscheinlich ab November kann ich dann wieder arbeiten. Also habe ich im Oktober noch frei sozusagen.
And applies the words of our saint very strictly.
Ich bin ja schon froh, dass ich die Playstation mit hier auf Arbeit, sag schon, mit in die Reha nehmen konnte. Und Freitag kommt ja Borderlands 3 raus, da freue ich mich drauf. Weiß schon, was ich am Wochenende machen werde.
But their differences are purely theoretical and do not threaten the cohesion of our nation, I assure you.
What is your point of view on the relations between our two nations?
As ambassador of Thélème, I can only rejoice at the mention of our commercial treaties. We appreciate as well the welcome that your uncle gave to our missionaries. Thanks to your support, more and more believers wander your lands.
Letztes Mal aus Versehen mal 23 Stunden Ark am Stück gespielt. Ich habe fast einen 24-Stunden-Stream hingekriegt.
To be perfectly honest, we have only two complaints. That heresy is tolerated.
Die meisten davon habe ich aber gestreamt. Das habe ich nicht aufgenommen oder so. Da findest du nicht so viel auf dem Kanal. Also das habe ich bei Twitch gestreamt, weil ich normalerweise bei Twitch streame und dann bei YouTube immer nur die Videos veröffentliche. Also von normalen Sachen.
Did you know that certain historians believe that it might well have been the final resting place
habe ich ja auch
prophet?
Steam Labs und alles hier drin und so, aber das ist nicht bei YouTube.
Not a day passes without new islanders joining our sacred faith. Of course, there are certain pockets of resistance. There is talk of a demonic cult, disgusting creatures. But
Ja.
I am confident
Er will nur
that
kurz
the
mal noch
Ordo
was machen.
Luminous will be
Bei
able
Ark.
to put an end to
Dann
these
ist man 10
horrors.
Stunden später.
And we have tremendous hopes that the
Und ich mag
entire
die Eternal
native
und die
population will join our ranks.
Anunnaki-Mod unwahrscheinlich.
How goes the conflict with the Bridge Alliance?
Your territory is, alas, the only one that has been spared from the ravages of war on the continent. We fight on every front, without great
Ja, genau.
success,
Bei
one
ihm
must
was 10.
say. But what
4
other
Stunden später.
choice do we have?
Wenn man 3-mal gestorben ist und
These
dann das noch
so-called
gefunden hat und das noch und ich brauche noch
not
das noch.
only refuse
Zum
the
10
light,
muss ich das noch farmen.
but are determined in their fight
Ich glaube, das
against it.
kenne ich.
And on Tier 4D?
Dann findest du
To
ein
my
anderes Tier, was du
knowledge, no serious fighting. The Bridge have succeeded in provoking the natives there, and have their hands full keeping them at bay. Which leaves us greater latitude to settle peacefully and pursue our mission of conversion.
I must be going. Farewell, Excellency.
May the light guide you, Desade.
May the Force with you. Oh, da freue ich mich auch drauf auf Star Wars, ey. Oh, das wird mir so mega gut. Haben wir nicht noch eine andere Quest eben gehabt? Ja, Ark ist ein unwahrscheinlicher Zeitfresser. Ich habe tatsächlich jetzt zwischenzeitlich schon alle überlegt, ob ich mir jetzt auch für die PS4 kaufe, damit ich hier in der Reha spielen kann. Der Nachteil ist, du kannst auf der PS4 ja keine Mods und so spielen. Und die wichtigste Mod, die ich immer finde, ist die S Plus Mod natürlich, aber die allerwichtigste ist immer, wie heißt hier, die Stack Mod. Dass du mehr Sachen tragen kannst und so. Ja, Star Wars wird echt mega gut. Ja, die werden echt nice. Also ich habe auch schon, jetzt, wie gesagt...
Madam,
Are you ready? Can we weigh anchor?
we should be able to set sail with the tide, as agreed upon.
Nach den Ketzern fragen.
Have you seen anyone wandering about? Suspicious looking. Maybe clandestine
Aber auch
passengers.
nächstes Jahr wird gut.
Take a look around.
Cyberpunk,
There are
Watch
far
Dogs.
too many comings and goings to spot possible stowaways. As long as they don't try and get on my ship, I pay no attention to them. That said, we did catch ourselves a smuggler just a while ago.
A smuggler? Maybe he could be of some use. Where could I find him?
In the port jails. Not far
Ghost
from the
Recon,
warehouses.
auf jeden Fall wird gut.
May I ask you,
4.
why
Oktober.
the sudden interest in smuggling?
Call of Duty Outer Worlds wird mega gut. 25. Ja, im November kommen. Die sind gut verteilt dieses Jahr, die Spiele. Die letzten Jahre war es immer so, dass die immer so im Oktober, November alle gleichzeitig rauskommen. Jetzt sind sie immer gut verteilt.
The ambassador of Ptolemy has entrusted me with the
November,
job of capturing
Pokémon
Happy
natürlich.
to see that you trust me
Star
enough
Wars
to seek my
14.
counsel
November.
in the affair. Just so happens that I heard someone talking about the couple. The
Doom
Cardinal's
Eternal,
men,
22. Vorher muss ich das erste Doom noch
They're making
durchspielen.
quite some ruckus, asking to search our warehouses. We of course refused entry. Only the Norns have access. I'm sorry, Your Excellency, but I'm certain your potential stowaways aren't far. But we won't allow you to make a search to grab them.
Ja, die letzten Jahre war es tatsächlich immer so, dass die Spiele immer, glaube ich, im Oktober oder November alle gleichzeitig rauskamen. Teilweise 3 Spiele an einem Tag. Gerade so Assassin's Creed, dann kam das noch und dann kam das noch.
Be back soon, Captain.
We need to have a word with that people smuggler.
Stimmt, das neue
Sailor
Arc DLC, das habe ich ja gar nicht
He's a
geschaut.
captain,
Wann kommt denn das?
like yourself. And in order to interrogate the smuggler, we'll need to find a way
Boah,
into
könnte man
his
sofort
jail.
einen Server, könnte ich da sofort, wenn das rauskommt, einen Server machen. Könnte man da sofort zocken. denn hier passiert? Hä? Ah, das Spiel ist ein bisschen buggy.
I've seen a few escapes in my time, but I never thought I'd see someone go to all this
Are you the smuggler?
Passt ja November,
You
Dezember.
snuck yourself in here just to ask me
Baue ich
that
mir wieder einen schönen
question?
Server mit ein paar
If
coolen
this
Mods
is some
drauf.
sort of trick to get me to admit to some crime, you are truly twisted.
You can see for yourself that I'm no naught. Come now. Are you the one I'm looking for?
I'm already locked up. What more do I risk? Yes, I am a smuggler. But I'm not the only one in this city.
I'm searching for a couple fleeing Tuleme. They are trying to leave the city discreetly. Have they contacted you?
You certainly can't imagine I'm going to answer you without getting something in exchange. I don't really think of my clients as kin, but I'd never betray any of them for free.
A real saint you are. How about your freedom in exchange for
Die
your
Mission machen wir
loyalty?
noch und dann mache ich mal
Tell me
Feierabend.
where I can find them and I'll
Muss
open
morgen
this
wieder früh
cage.
raus. Morgen
That
ist wieder
works for
volles
me.
Programm.
Your two Telemites are hidden in a warehouse behind this very prison. They must be waiting for me. But you might want to be quick about it. If the Nauts get their hands on them, they'll find themselves in this same cage.
Thank you.
Anytime. And these doors? You're gonna open them, right?
Wie soll ich die denn befreien?
Come on now. Let me out. You promised. Please.
Locked.
Thank you, my
Habe
lord.
ich den Schlüssel hergehabt?
Don't worry about me without being seen.
Ja, also. Hier passieren seltsame Sachen, Leute.
It's blocked.
Aber gut, dass sie gleich gegenüber sind. Diese Steuerung. Hallo.
Who is there?
May the Illuminated save us. Did the smuggler send you?
The man to which you are referring was arrested and thrown into prison. But reveal to me your hiding place.
Oh, the traitor!
Have you come to deliver us to the Inquisition then? Please, please, have pity on our souls. We have committed no crime. We are not heretics. We are nothing more than historians.
In that case, why is the ambassador of Tuleme so concerned about your teachings? Why is the Inquisition looking for you, and why are you hiding?
Our only error was wanting to publish our work.
It's true. We presented our research, but it didn't please the censor. And here you have the result.
We fled all the way to Serene, thinking we would be safe. But the Inquisition wants to silence us so badly that they followed us here.
Na, warum geht's nicht? Jetzt geht's.
Tell me more about your research. What about it is so horrifying that it will provoke such a fuss?
Our work concerned the teachings of St. Lucius.
The disciple of Saint Matthias. The one who returned to Tuleme after traveling with his master.
The very same. His writing was carefully preserved, but never seriously studied.
With the discovery of Teofredi, we thought it crucial to take a look at the original text. We wanted to verify if this island could have been the faraway place that he spoke of. The Eden of Saint Matthias.
And? What did you find?
Teofredi is without any doubt the land that our Saint Matthias and his disciples went to. But the text that we discovered was radically different from what we expected to find.
In the original text, Saint Lucius doesn't speak of an Eden, of the paradise of the Illuminated. He speaks of a voice that came from the depths of the earth, which convinced Saint Matthias to stay there.
It was written in black and white, and there is no doubt about it. The original was written in Lucius's own hand.
I understand now what that text has cost you. This voice from the depths sounds more the power of a demon than a saint.
The sacred texts are always difficult to interpret, but what is written is written.
Okay.
Who were you hoping would give you asylum?
We were hoping to reach Al-Sad. The Inquisition won't chase us into the den of their enemies.
Our research won't interest the Bridge Alliance, or at least I doubt it. But at least we'll be safe.
By entering Al-Sad as clandestines, you risk being taken for spies.
That would be better than being burned at the stake.
Did you try speaking with the censors? You could.
Ich sag nach der Mission machen wir mal
Forget
Feierabend.
what you have discovered,
Morgen
perhaps.
ein bisschen weiter.
We have signed
morgen schon wieder den ganzen
already
Tag
an
Programm.
abjugation stating that we misunderstood the sacred texts of St. Lucius. We were even ready to say that we had never seen the true text, or anything else that would have pleased them.
It served no purpose. It's our lives they are
Ach, das
after.
sieht ekelhaft aus mit.
I see.
Das ist creepy.
Well, you have no other choice but to run and seek refuge in enemy territories.
I beg of you, please do not deliver us to them. Let us continue on this path.
Ach, vielleicht
It
gehen.
doesn't sit well with me to
Ich
send
bin,
you to
bin
the
ganz friedlich
flames.
unterwegs.
I freed your smuggler and he'll certainly be in touch. He or another member of his band. Be careful and safe travels.
Oh, thank you, my lady.
Die Gesichtsanimationen sind
You
so
are
creepy.
a woman of noble heart. May the Illuminated protect you.
Thank you for having heard us and helped. You are truly full of kindness.
You have a kind heart, Greenblood.
Yeah!
It'll be the end of you, but that doesn't bother me. I wouldn't have wanted those poor buggers to end up
Okay.
on a burning pyre.
It would seem that I'm not the only one with a tender heart.
Direkt, ach so, cool. Ist auch cool, dass man da direkt zu ihm zurückkehren kann.
Good day, Excellency.
Lady de Sarde, to what do I owe the pleasure?
It pains me to inform you that the heretics you seek have fled.
Curse them! How could that possibly have
Das
happened?
ist eine gute Frage. Wie konnte das passieren?
Alas, these renegades have found protection with the ambassador of the Bridge Alliance. I would not have been able to capture them without risking a diplomatic incident that my uncle would have condemned.
The bridge. I thought as much. Those heretics have turned to them. But I had hoped that you might intervene quickly enough to stop them. It is truly regrettable. We have nothing else to do but pray that the Luminous might shield us from their lies.
Ruf +1, erhaltene G.
I must be going. Farewell, Excellency.
Farewell.
May the light guide you, de Sarde.
Ich würde gerne weiterspielen, aber ich bin echt ein bisschen platt. Ja, wir haben alles abgeschlossen hier. Ey, hallo. Ey. Man merkt, dass da kein großer Entwickler hintersteht hinter dem Spiel. Sie hätten da vielleicht mal noch ein halbes Jahr weitermachen sollen. Es ist teilweise echt ein bisschen buggy. Aber es macht einen guten, soliden Eindruck, muss ich sagen. Also. So.
Madam, are you ready? Can we weigh anchor?
We should be able to set sail with the time.
Be back soon, Captain.
Wir speichern mal an der Stelle und machen dann mal Feierabend. Ich werde New Save. Das ist kein Bild. Ich werde morgen Nachmittag wahrscheinlich ein bisschen weiter spielen. Auch so 2-3 Stündchen. Und danke, dass ihr da wart, Timus. Falls du noch da bist, danke auch. Wie gesagt, lass uns da mal schreiben. Bezüglich Need for Speed. Wie gesagt, wenn ich wieder zu Hause bin, Anfang Oktober, können wir das gerne mal machen. Dann drehen wir ein paar Runden. Ansonsten vielen, vielen Dank und ich hoffe, wir sehen uns dann wieder. Bis dann, ciao. Ne, Moment, noch nicht ciao. Ich muss erst... So.